Welcome back. We've got Petrified Fish once again. One of the latest and greatest from the company that brings you some excellent budget knives in two tiers, $35 and $55. This is the K110 versions. So they're coming in around $55, and this is the Victor. To the victor go the spoils, was an old saying. I think that goes back to like Martin Van Buren days. You can look that up. Anyway, this is the Victor, and it is a large Bowie knife, Bowie blade clip, upturned clip. I want to thank Bob DeMarco for pointing this one out to me. He had ordered one that came on the slow boat, so to speak, through Amazon, I think. You can get these when they come up under the Prime label on Amazon. You'll get them pretty much right away. If they don't have that labeling on the sale, they're going to come from overseas, and it's going to take maybe a month, something like that. Kind of like doing business with Tucson on eBay. This is a beautiful satin finish. I found these both, however, on White Mountain Knives, and he has been carrying a lot of Petrified Fish knives. This one is the blue denim micarta, really nice color and weave. It's smooth, will over time darken from the oils in the hand, as you probably know, etc., etc. It's roughly the size of the Beluga. We'll do some comparisons in a minute with that knife and a few others that are on the larger variety. And yeah, I did like that knife enough to also get it in the green micarta. Is it a green? Yeah, a green micarta with a black blade. Now, what I like about the knife is it is a flipper and very smooth on bearings. It is a flipper, but they give you a cutout, not quite a fuller, and didn't quite do it, did I? On the right side of the knife, so with the right hand, you can middle finger flick it. That's what it's set up to do. And this is how they should all be done, with that really nice, fairly sharp shoulder, but not cutting sharp, so that it picks up the skin of your finger, your fingernail, whatnot. Easily middle finger flick that, and the detent is just about right. Can we shake it out? Not really, but flipper works great. Deep carry clip, we'll get into some of the specifics after we do the measurements. Definitely a real hook to the clip, so definitely falling into the Bowie blade category. So here we go. Let's get some measurements on it, see what we come up with. And we have an overall length of this knife of 8 1/4, with a blade coming in 3.6, 3.65. And let's attack the blade stock here in millimeters. 3.8 millimeters. If we switch to inches, that becomes 0.15. And let's grab a hold of the handle. Not too bad at 0.56 inches. Set up the scale and turn it on, of course. We've got just under 5 ounces, 4.95. So I'd say about right for the size of the knife. Could it be a little lighter? It could possibly be. But I think, no, they do have weight relieving. So we've got some big old holes there and some smaller ones on the liner side. So yeah, they weight relieve the knife. Under 5 ounces, and you know, it feels good in the hand. Got a very comfortable handle, almost a gun stock kind of handle there as it gets a little larger towards the pommel. Interesting way they set up the finger grooves, more stylistic. I'm not sure that's really necessary, so you get, you know, your fingers all fit on there pretty good. I don't see a problem with that. Got about a ½ inch or so left over. You can sneak up in here. Just be careful of the heel of the blade. It's got a sharpening choil termination there. Yeah, pretty decent plunge grind. Just basically goes straight down, kind of almost a 90-degree angle there. Jimping gives you some pretty good traction on a very short run of it. But you got a big flat here if you want to lay your thumb all the way out. I like their pivots. Looks like this one's just a little bit off. I don't know. I don't know if that's a free turning pivot or if it's captured, but T8 on that side. And here's a V for victory here, huh? Look at that. And what did they do? Yeah, all that we have in there is the number of the knife. And the number of the knife, other than the name, if you must know, is PFP03. PFP03, if that's a big deal for you. And that's what they stick in there. And then K110, which is the steel. And that's a bowler's version of D2, essentially. So this is a $55 knife on White Mountain. And I believe it's $55 if you get it on Amazon as well, or thereabouts. Sometimes they offer discounts and coupons. That is the really nice satin and blue micarta handle version. And here's the blacked out version for those that like the coated blades. And this one, again, with a green micarta. The way they set up the clips on these is pretty nice. Similar to the Beluga, it slides under the scale, so you can switch it to the left and right sides. And the screws, notice, are subterranean. They're below the surface of the handle, which is nice. So nothing is going to catch your pants other than what's supposed to, which is the clip. And they have nicely thought out the ramp on that, or the lip, or whatever you want to call it, so it's not riding too high and is really not a hot spot at all, as far as I can tell. A little bit of movement there, but that's it. You know, tiny bit of side-to-side movement, but it's not moving from the base. It's more the flexibility of the spring clip, which has some good flex to it. So that is the Victor. How does it stack up against the more recent one, the Wing, which I did a review on not that long ago? The Wing's a bit longer knife, different shaped blade for sure. And the good old Beluga, which by now everybody's familiar with, front flipper. There's my first Beluga that I got in green G10, and pretty much a dead ringer for size on that one, almost as if they used the Beluga for a prototype. And do we have a blade that's as tall as the Beluga? No, that's not nearly as tall as the Beluga. And the Beluga handle's a little wider. I do have the Beluga coming in with a Tanto blade, which should be interesting. Same exact knife, but they clipped it. It's kind of a wide, fat Tanto blade. That's the Beluga for size. And notice the Beluga uses the same style clip mount And the Warrior, the 949. This one's nice. Got that swirled combo. I believe it's a combo G10 and carbon fiber. Kind of a G-Mascus, although G-Mascus is a trademark of Hogue. See, that pivot seems a little bit straighter up and down than that guy. I could probably take that apart and straighten that out if it's free spinning. Depends upon whether they used like a D-shaped pivot or not. I really like the Warrior. It's probably my favorite. Look, they crowned the spine on that and everything. Same price knife too, but I really think a little more refinement went into the Warrior. And I love the blade shape. I mean, that's kind of a real interesting clip. I don't know what you'd call it, but I like the style. Size-wise, comes in pretty much, again, same size. Maybe a tiny bit longer than the Victor. They're all extremely smooth, extremely well done knives. I think Petrified Fish is really knocking it out of the park as far as budget knives go. We're talking $55 for this, $35 for some of their D2 knives. When you get the upper end $55 knives, you are also getting a few extra things in the box. You get a whole set of screws in black. So if you want to replace those silver screws on the blue handled model, there's your black screws. You also get your microfiber cloth, of course, and comes in a plastic bag. Now, did I get that? What were the extras on the black knife? Huh. Also, I just checked, you have a black set of screws in case you lose this black set of screws. What they didn't give you for this one is the washers. What the Beluga and the Warrior came with was a set of brass washers in case you didn't want the bearings. You could switch them out for washers. I thought that was kind of a neat idea, and again for $55. So how does it stack up size-wise against the Griptilian? Well, it is it's a little bit longer than the Griptilian, and maybe a tiny bit taller. How does it stack up against the Rat 1? Rat 1's a little longer. Yeah, maybe a quarter of an inch, something like that. Not that much. So big knife, big-ish, not as large as some knives I like that are large. Maybe not the same as Max Ace Goliath, shall we say. But let's get them both back in. Don't want one to be jealous of the other. The Petrified Fish Victor. I think it's a good buy if you can get a hold of it. If you like Bowie clip blades, certainly. And probably of the two, that's my favorite. I'm kind of a sucker for satin blades. Your choice, though. Right now, these are the only two choices I've seen. If it's popular, they may come out with it in more colors. Who knows? Anyway, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I'll be back with you soon. Take care.